Netanyahu, Prime Minister, I imagine he argued that in recognising Palestinian statehood it would be rewarding Hamas. He said that publicly. We've heard the same comment from Marco Rubio, and we've heard it from the coalition as well. What's your answer to that assertion?
Hamas don't support two states. Hamas support one state, in their words, from the river to the sea. Hamas do not support recognising the right of Israel to exist. This is an opportunity to isolate Hamas that has been forged by the very clear statements of the Palestinian Authority on June 10 and the very clear statements of the Arab League. Paul?
Prime Minister, just on that call with the Israeli leader, did he warn you against this? Can you give us an explanation of the tone of that call? And just on the PA, just briefly, you mentioned a bunch of conditions that you say you've secured. How much of them were briefed to you by Mahmoud Abbas versus his assurances given to the French president? Are any of the new conditions briefed to you in the call last week?
Well, they were. It wasn't just a call, there was follow-up to that. And the conditions are ones that are consistent with the declaration in June, that recognition of the State of Israel, which of course the Palestinian Authority would argue had occurred with the Oslo Accords, but also, I think, new and important statements, demilitarisation of any future Palestinian state, the potential role for international forces in security, the reform of governance, including of education, as well as a call for elections, the isolation and opposition to Hamas playing any role in a future Palestinian state. The discussion that I had with Prime Minister Netanyahu was one which was a civil discussion, and I thank him for the conversation that we had. It was a long discussion in the context of leaders' discussions can often be pretty brief, but we had an opportunity. I was able to say that the arguments that he put to me were very similar to the arguments that he put more than a year ago. It seems to me very clearly, and I put the argument to him, that we need a political solution, not a military one, because a military response alone has seen the devastation in Gaza, and that has contributed to the massive concern that we see from the international community, not just from leaders, but from community members, at the catastrophe that we are witnessing in Gaza.